I know month one is already almost in the books, but I'm still going to say it. Happy New Year, everyone. This year, one of my resolutions is to actually play through more of my games, but to be more intentional about it. You know, sometimes it feels like the idea of playing a game is more alluring than actually sitting down and playing it. We're getting older, we don't have the time we used to have. So I'm having to get more picky with the time that I choose to spend playing video games. This feeling of wanting to play more games without the time to play them is what ultimately leads to more backlogs. So first, I just want to make this clear, this is not a video about me straining myself to get through a backlog. This is just me making a plan to actually play more of the games that I've always wanted to play. So I decided to start the year with 3 games, and I purposely picked 3 games that play very differently. The first game on the list is Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy X is a game that I've always wanted to play. I've only ever heard great things about it, but I was a kid when this game came out, so it just felt like it might be a little too mature for me to really appreciate.
You probably shouldn't laugh anymore.
So far, I'm about 10 to 15 hours into the game, and I am really enjoying it. Confession time, this is actually my first turn-based Final Fantasy game. I downloaded Final Fantasy VII Remake when it was free on PlayStation Plus, and I really enjoyed it. But then I got into Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and became obsessed. I do plan to play the original Final Fantasy VII soon, but I wanted to try out a different entry in the franchise that's always caught my eye. At the point that I'm at in the game, I'm really enjoying the characters. Lulu, Auron, and Riku are a couple of my favorites. And that's not a confusing choice by Square Enix at all for a Kingdom Hearts fan, by the way. I'm also super interested in the story and the themes throughout. Tidus being transported 1,000 years into the future and finding out about mankind's fallout with Machina after their overdependency on it is something that's always relevant and especially interesting now as we learn to live in a world that is constantly being pumped with more and more AI. The theme of power and its ability to seduce people from all walks of life is another lesson that we're seeing these characters come to terms with. On top of that, the gameplay is just fun. It's some super smart turn-based combat design that has made every battle feel super engaging with strong incentive to make use of each party member. It's such an interesting game about race, technology, religion, and the planet, even if its presentation gets a little silly sometimes. Okay, game number 2 on the list is Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion. With so much love for the remake trilogy, I wasn't quite ready to let go of this story after I rolled credits on Rebirth. So what better way to go than backwards? I started this game last year and I actually really loved it, but I was playing it while I was in the middle of moving, and eventually I just had to pack up my PlayStation, and so I'm just now about to start getting back into it.
Come on, man.
I just love this cast of characters. I'm also really enjoying getting to learn more about Sephiroth and his life before the main game. The deeper I get into the lore of Final Fantasy VII, the more I understand why Sephiroth is held in such high regards when people talk about video game antagonists. Prequels are always a super risky move. You have the chance to really expand upon the world you built, but you have to be careful not to diminish anything that made your original story so impactful. And I feel like this game has done an excellent job of balancing the introduction of new characters and just giving me more insights to character relationships and questions that I had while I was playing 7 Remake and Rebirth. This was also the perfect story-driven game to play while I was in the moving process, because it truly still just feels like a PSP game. The structure of the gameplay, from missions to save points, feels designed for you to be able to play for a couple minutes at a time. This game's snappy and simple combat is also just super addictive. I don't think I have too much time left in this game, so I want to get a little further in Final Fantasy X before I come back. But I am super excited to get back to this one. Alright, so the third game that I plan to play is a lot different from the first 2, and that's exactly why I picked it. So there is a game from my childhood that I never beat. I never got very far in it at all, and That game is The Lion King. I remember playing this game endlessly and never getting far at all. In fact, I never even saw Simba become an adult lion. Now, having played, beaten, and enjoyed some truly difficult platformers, I'm so excited to return to this game. A lot of this one is just for research. I want to go back and see if this game was actually difficult, if I was just a dumb little kid, or if it was designed for you to lose. In more recent years, people have come out and said that developers at the time would make games really difficult on purpose so that people would buy games instead of renting them. This is always the first game that comes up in those conversations. The funniest part is that the gameplay is actually really good. It is just super unforgiving. I love 80s and 90s Disney animated films, and these SNES and Genesis movie tie-in games feel super representative of that time period. I just love the art style of this game, and the music is beautifully adapted from the film, which is nice because I'm going to be listening to it a lot. I have this game on SNES, but for convenience's sake, I will be playing it on the Switch Lite. No save states, by the way. Not that I don't want them, it's just not an option. Hey everyone, Future Me here. So, I finished this video yesterday, and I actually played this game for about 20 seconds to 1 minute today, and realized that there are save states, and also you can rewind to go back and try things again. So ignore this false information. So yeah, this is the year. I'm beating The Lion King on SNES. Okay, so these are the 3 games that I have chosen to start the year with. A turn-based RPG, an action RPG, and a 2D platformer. I wanted to choose some games that gave me some variety, and I'm really excited about the ones that I picked. I've already got some candidates for the next 3 games, but I'd love to know what old games you're playing through to start the year. Or what's one you've always wanted to get to, or what new releases are you looking forward to? I just want to talk about video games. So that's all from me today, everyone, and as always, just thank you so much for watching.